Welcome to the Trail Running Briefing, the podcast for trail runners who want to understand their training and run better. Each week, one clear idea to help you train smarter, stay durable, and perform when it matters. Episode 29. When more becomes too much. Burnout in ultrarunning. Have you ever looked at your training plan and thought, I really don't want to do this today? Not because your legs are tired after one hard session, not because you need an easy day, but because something you normally love has started to feel like another obligation. That matters. Ultrarunning demands a lot. Long runs, back-to-backs, strength training, fueling, recovery, early mornings, and weekends organized around training. But there is a point where commitment can become overload. And sometimes the biggest warning sign of burnout isn't that you can't run anymore. Is that you don't really want to. Burnout is often confused with overtraining, but they are not exactly the same thing. You can be physically tired without being burnt out. You can finish 100-miler, feel completely destroyed for several days, and still be desperate to get back into the mountains. That is fatigue. Burnout is different. In sports psychology, athlete burnout is usually described through three components: physical and emotional exhaustion, a reduced sense of accomplishment, and the valuation of the sport. And that final part is particularly important. The runner who once couldn't wait for Saturday's long run starts dreading it. Another race medal doesn't create the same satisfaction. Training becomes something you have to do rather than something you choose to do. And this rarely happens because of one hard week. Think of burnout as a balance. One side you have demand, mileage, vert, intervals, back-to-backs, strength sessions, races, but also work deadlines, children, relationships, travel, poor sleep, financial stress, illness, expectations. On the other side of the balance, you have recovery capacity, sleep, nutrition, rest, easy training, psychological downtime, social connection, enjoyment. If demand occasionally exceeds recovery, that is normal training. We deliberately overload the body because that is how adaptation happens. But if demand stays above recovery capacity for week after week, something eventually has to give. And for ultra runners, there is another problem. We often admire the ability to tolerate suffering. No excuses. Keep grinding. Never miss a session. Those attitudes can sometimes help us during a race or during training, but they can become dangerous when applied to every training decision. A good ultra runner needs toughness. A sustainable ultra runner also needs the ability to recognize when not to be tough. Research also suggests that motivation matters. Athletes with greater autonomy and more self-determined reasons for participating in their sport tend to report fewer burnout symptoms. In simple terms, there is a difference between I want to run and I have to run. That distinction is worth monitoring. Imagine your plan says Saturday, 4 hours long run. Sunday, 3 hours long run. Tuesday, intervals. Wednesday, strength. Normally, it's fine. But this week, you've slept badly. Work has been stressful and family life has been hectic. Many runners look at the plan and think, the plan says 3 hours, therefore I need 3 hours. I will look at it differently. Your training plan was written based on an expected level of recovery. If your recovery changes, the plan should change too. Maybe Sundays 3 hours becomes 90 minutes easy. Maybe the intervals disappear. Maybe you take a rest day. You haven't failed the program. You've coached the athlete standing in front of you rather than blindly following the athlete who existed when the program was written. And don't monitor only physical metrics. HRV, resting heart rate, and performance are useful. But ask yourself 3 very simple questions. Do I want to train? Am I enjoying running? Do I still care about the goals I'm chasing? A bad answer to one Tuesday morning means very little. A declining trend over several weeks means much more. Another mistake is believing recovery means only foam rolling, massage, compression boots, or supplements. Sometimes recovery means something much simpler. Less training. Take genuine easy weeks. Have periods after major races without structure performance goals. Fuel enough to support your training, protect sleep, keep easy runs generally easy, and occasionally run without caring about pace, heart rate, vertical gain, Strava, or whether a race improves your UTMB index. Run because you enjoy running, because protecting that relationship with the sport might be one of the most important things you do for long-term performance. To conclude, ultra running rewards consistency, but consistency doesn't mean doing the maximum amount of training you can survive. It means doing an amount of training you can repeatedly absorb. So remember this. Your training load is not just kilometers and elevation. Your real load is training plus everything else happening in your life. And when that total load increases, something somewhere may need to decrease. Listen not only to your legs but also to your relationship with running, because tired legs after a big training block are normal. But when excitement becomes obligation, achievement stops feeling rewarding, and the sport you love starts feeling like another job, pay attention, please. The goal isn't to see how much training you can tolerate for 6 months. The goal is to still love running years from now. That's today's trail running briefing. Understand your training, apply it on the trail, and run better.